I'm Adam Campbell. I'm here with David Muirhead, from the co-founder of Zero Dry Time, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the franchise opportunities that he has available. Hi David, I was just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about the company Zero Dry Time and the journey that you've been on to get to this point.
Okay. We started the company in 2008 and it was formed from a previous cleaning company that we used to run. We realised there was a huge gap in the market for a particular person that would be able to function across 4 different types of service-based industry, i.e. carpet cleaning, dry carpet cleaning, upholstery, hard floors, which is quite extensive, and restoration of leather. And we thought if we could roll that up and put it into one, we could market it as a serious business where somebody could make a fantastic living. So that's how we actually started in the early days.
Certainly, that's quite interesting. I'm aware that you've got an ex-professional footballer who has a franchise at the moment. Yeah. How's he getting on with it all?
Stuart Maxwell is a good footballer, ex-professional, but we'll have other ex-professional footballers involved as well that have played at lower leagues and higher leagues, but due to injury or whatever they've now decided to work with us. But Stuart Maxwell is now managing a team in Scotland. He works with Zero Dry Time 3 days a week. He's very good with his diary management and handling his calls, and he's making a fantastic success with Zero Dry Time.
Great. Why do you think that sports professionals sort of suit going into this kind of business?
Sports professionals, they're normally dedicated people where they know they have to get up in the morning, they have to go push themselves to train, they have to push themselves to get out if it's raining in the morning to get on the park or whatever sport they're involved in. But we seem to find that the professional or sports people have got a little bit of edge on some of the other guys that work with us. They all do well, but we find that these people in particular take to it quite well because they know what they have to do on a daily basis to make the franchise work for them and be a success.
Yeah, certainly. And so from our members, if they were interested, do you think this is something that they could do on the side of their sport, or is it more something that they have to look at once they've retired?
No, they could definitely do it at the same time, but it would all be down to how well they manage their diaries and how they manage themselves. I mean, you could do this 2-3 days a week and make a good living, but you would never reach the heady heights of going into management for there on after, but it's easily achievable.
So it could be something that they maybe get into while they're competing and then make it into like their full-time job once they've finished competing perhaps?
Correct. They could easily do that. They might want to see the type of person that comes in like that might want to take it to the next stage and actually go into management. So they're not actually working in the vans themselves, they're actually managing vans. So we've got a lot of people that do that now. They handle calls and they look after their staff that they work with. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely. So a quick one on sort of how people get started. How long would you say that the training takes from sort of the first initial conversation that they would have with you to actually getting out there in their own van?
We get, once they've decided that they want to go ahead, we invite them for a 2-day induction course. And on that, we set them up with everything they need to know, i.e. we set them up their email addresses, their websites, their microsites. We tell them how to order stuff, we tell them how to market, pretty much how to run the business from start to finish, how to price work up. Then from there on in, we launch other websites and we invite them to come back, and it's a 2-week training course. However, that can be staggered over a week and a week. That gets them up and running, then the training is ongoing, i.e. we invite them back about 3 weeks later to sit the leather course, because that's quite intensive as well. And from there on, training is ongoing, but we've got video training, we do Zoom calls, there's back office videos that they can watch. So if they forget what to do, we've got a back office system they can log on and there's me talking, explaining how to do it. But they've got the help of like 85 guys. We've got a system called Workspace that they can log on at any time and they can punch a question in and dozens of answers will come back if they forget what they're doing, or they can phone up other franchises who are always willing to help. So they're never ever left on their own, never. So there's always somebody there to help them. Yeah.
Perfect. So obviously we're up in Newcastle at the moment, and I know that's where you're based, but is this something that is just for the North East, or is this a nationwide opportunity?
It's a nationwide opportunity. Well, there's about 75 to 80 vans out there now, but we're actually in New Zealand as well, believe it or not. I had to go to New Zealand and set up Zero Dry Time in New Zealand, but it's a nationwide opportunity. Everybody gets the same opportunity, the same number of houses, the same marketing, and we can nurse everybody through the first 2 to 3 months until they're capable of running it themselves. We're always here to help. Their training, even if field visits, etc. So there's nothing. We've been in the business that long. We know how to make a success of this. You didn't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to follow the plan.
Brilliant. So how much could our members expect to have to fork out to start this opportunity? Because obviously I know there must be an upfront cost or maybe for equipment and things like that. So how much would you say it would take to get the ball rolling?
The franchises are £25,000 plus VAT, but we're government funded. We can get complete funding for them. Because we're a branded franchise and we've never had any failures, we can now get government money to help people set up this franchise. The franchises, if you go into management, I wouldn't want to tell anybody how much money they can make, but some of our franchises will earn in excess of 6 figures.
So you mentioned the government funding there in terms of the upfront cost. So how does that exactly work?
Well, because we're a branded franchise and we've never had any franchise failures, we can apply for government funding up to 25,000. Now, even if you came along and you were some people are quite young, they might only have £25,000 savings, and we'd advise them, keep the £25,000 and we'll get the funding for you. You would pay it back at a fixed cost, and it's payable back at any time. It's funded up to 80% of the government if the worst comes to the worst, but that wouldn't happen. It just means that you can set an affordable payment back every month without using the capital, and you wouldn't need any deposit. It's now most people when they come here, they could be made redundant and they might only have that amount, if that makes sense to you. And we do advise them, take this so you've got something in the bank for a rainy day, just in case anything happens. That's how we like to do it. So there wouldn't be anything for you to pay up front, and the money comes through within 4 to 5 weeks.
And you can just use the money that you're earning from having a successful franchise to pay this grant back as you go. Yeah,
now we'd expect the amount that you would pay back would be covered by 2 days' work in a month. So it's quite affordable. It's the best way to do it.
So what would you say is the best way for all members to get involved? Would it be to come to you directly? Would you ask them to come through LAPS? Which way would you like people to get in touch with you?
They can come through LAPS or they can come direct. What we do if they're interested, we'll make sure there's an area for them to work. We'll make sure they're happy with that area. Then we invite them for a discovery day. Now on the discovery day, we actually show them everything. We show them how the diary management works. We show them what other guys are earning. We show them how to price jobs up. We'll let them use the machines to make sure they're okay with the machines. We'll show them how the chemicals and the products work. Everything. And we ask them to bring a list of questions. We even say, bring your wife or your partner away, so that they're happy. And after the discovery day, they need to make sure that they're happy with us. But on the other side, we need to make sure we're happy with them. And then we take it from there.
So is there any advice that you could give anyone who's competing in sport at the moment and maybe interested in getting involved in Zero Dry Time in the future? Yeah, if they want to come and see us, Zero Dry Time and the work we do is one of the best kept secrets for making money in the franchise. We are the best service-based industry franchise in the UK at this moment in time. There's nobody else can do what we do. We haven't got any competitors per se. The reason we use the 4 different services is, in the past, if I went into a hotel, we would get asked to clean the carpets. But when I was in there, I could see somebody cleaning the floors, or I could see somebody cleaning the leather. So I used to think, well, I'm walking over money. I'm sitting on money. That's why we expanded into the services. So we try to make Zero Dry Time franchises the go-to person for a hotel. So why would a hotel get 4 different people in when you can get 1 person in? And that's what we find right across the UK. So when it goes to winning work from, there's not a major hotel in the UK that doesn't use us. We're involved in BMW, Audi, Hilton, Malmaisons, McDonald's. Right across the UK, we're quite a well-known brand, so they'd be in safe hands as long as they've done what we tell them to do. And I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would as well. I was wondering, what makes Zero Dry Time different to other companies in the field?
Well, what we've done is we realised there was a need for people to get instant results. Dry today, use it straight away. So we started developing our own products, working with chemists in the UK. So there isn't any downtime whatsoever. So if we go and clean a carpet, they can use it immediately. If it's a sofa, they can use it within an hour. Now that fast turnaround time means a lot. It means no heating on, no keep the kids and the dog and windows open. But particularly for large commercial premises, they don't need to shut their ballroom down for 2 or 3 days while it's getting done. We can be in and out the same day. The products we use on the floors are much the same as in leather. So we tried to get everything, it would be ready same day or within an hour. You could sit back on it an hour. You could use it straight away. So it's took us a lot of time to develop the products, but we're there now. So everything's super fast. There isn't need for the wait, the downtime.
You mentioned that Stuart's got quite a successful franchise going on at the moment. Is there anybody else who's sort of got a sporting background that works with Zero Dry Time?
Yeah, we do. We've probably got enough to have a five-a-side team. We've got ex-professionals played for Peterborough. We've got people that were boys at Man City, Romford. We've got cricket players that played not quite county. We've got ex-professional gymnastic whose daughter is now a gymnastic champion in Scotland. So we have got a lot of sporting background. Dean himself used to play for Newcastle Boys. Myself were in professional martial arts when we were younger. So we're all quite a sporty little bunch, and when we get together, sport is high on the agenda. When all the Zero Dry Time guys get together, I can assure you.